Hey everyone, welcome to the video. I'm going to be going over my hits and misses from week 10 for transparency. Starting off at quarterback, I had Aaron Rodgers as my number one play. I'm going to call this a miss on my part. He only scored 18 points and didn't even reach 3x. The Packers chose to run the ball into the ground most of this game, so Rodgers wasn't really needed much, as they had a nice lead. Rivers, I'm also going to call a miss. He only put up 16 points against Oakland, and really most of his points came off a screen pass to Melvin Gordon. And hey, here's a hit in Drew Brees. He stayed hot as did all the Saints, putting up close to 30 DK points. This offense is just incredible, and I was surprised they did this well away from the dome, as they're usually incredible at the dome, but they did it away as well. I told you it just wasn't my love for the Browns recommending Baker this week. He was 17 for 20, 200 yards, and 3 touchdowns, showing great accuracy, and really took advantage of Atlanta's poor defense. He ended up putting up 22 points and only 5,400. Alright, I was 2 out of 3 on my high-end running backs. I don't really need to go in depth about being on Melvin Gordon or Todd Gurley. You all knew to play them. I will say Gordon was scaring me the first half of this game though, but he ended up catching that screen and ended up getting close to almost 200 yards this game. But Kareem Hunt was a miss. What happened here? I don't know. It was really weird. After smashing the past few weeks, he finally cooled down in what was a great matchup against the Cardinals. It also didn't help that Spencer Ware vultured a touchdown as well. Tevin Coleman was a letdown this week. Game flow went the opposite of what I expected, and Atlanta ended up throwing over 50 times. He was also stuffed on the goal line multiple times as well. Now here's a big hit. David Johnson had himself a day. With Mike McCoy gone, Johnson is finally being used in the passing game, as he had near 200 yards total in this game and 2 touchdowns. The Chiefs continue to be terrible versus fantasy running backs. Nick Chubb was also a hit, and another one of my Browns. This guy is awesome, and I am so glad they dumped Hyde to give this guy the ball more. He had a monstrous 92-yard touchdown run, which put icing on the cake of what was already a good day. He had over 200 yards total and 2 touchdowns. Aaron Jones was another big hit this week. Hashtag free Aaron Jones finally happened, and he ran through Miami. He had over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns and just looked incredible. Miami's been getting killed in the power run this year. My favorite cheap back of the week also hit in Duke Johnson. Atlanta sucks big time in defending pass-catching running backs and just see running backs in general. See Nick Chubb. I preferred Duke over Dion this week, who came in much lower owned, and it worked out as Duke brought in a touchdown for us. At receiver, we hit on every single high-end option I listed. I'm not going to go in depth about it because I don't need to tell you why you should be playing Mike Thomas, as I already did in videos before. But I'll list all the high-end receivers. Mike Thomas, Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, Julio Jones. They all ended up smashing. In the mid-range, big swing and miss here on Jarvis Landry. He had one of the most pristine matchups of all receivers this week, and he only had 2 catches. He has burned me the past couple of weeks in excellent matchups, so maybe it's time to reevaluate who he is in this offense. MVS, I'm not really sure what to call this. Somewhere in the middle of hit or miss. He went 2x, but I did expect more from him with Howard on Adams, but he didn't get loose deep and didn't show his ceiling. Josh Gordon, another guy sort of in the middle. He had 12 targets, but only caught 4 for over 80 yards. He had a great matchup versus Malcolm Butler, and I really thought he would explode, but the Patriots just looked lost. Tyree Williams was a miss. He only had 8 points versus the Raiders. I thought he could get deep and catch a bomb, but it didn't happen. It is either boom or bust with this guy, but I was comfortable with him against the Raiders this week, but it just didn't happen. I was willing to take that risk. Mo Harris, another guy kind of in the middle. At only 3,900, he put up 10 points, and he freed up your lineup. He had a great matchup versus MJ Stewart in the slot. At tight end, I listed Kelsey number 1 by default, but I'm on record saying I wasn't paying up for him. But I did list him, though, so this was a big miss for people who paid up expecting another 20 points from him. My favorite play at tight end was Trey Burton. Tight end sucks, so I'm not sure if you can quantify this as a miss, but he was definitely mediocre. Trubisky went off, but Burton was not a big part of that, to my surprise. Jimmy Graham, huge miss. He sucked in this one and had 1 catch for 14 yards. I don't really know what else to say. Jordan Reed was a hit considering the tight end landscape. I loved his matchup versus the Bucs, and he didn't sink our lineups finally. And I listed a cheap option in Ricky Seals-Jones. He was a hit, grabbing 5 balls for 51 yards. He gave us a nice little 3x. The Chiefs give up a lot of yards per game to the tight ends, so he was a nice value play, and it ended up working out. And defenses, wow, the Jets sucked. Matt Barkley, I don't know, big miss. That was bad, really bad. Chiefs held the Cards to only 14 points and had a good day. We will call that a hit. And the Bears were looking dominant, then they gave up some points at the end and almost let the Lions come back, but sacks kept them relevant and the turnovers as well. And the Patriots sucked versus the Titans. I don't know what they were doing, and that was a big mess as well. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed and look forward to more videos.